Oops, that wasn't supposed to come up. That's left over from the previous show. This isn't the Spurs Talk Show. This is Football Inc. My bad. Welcome back to everyone to the Football Inc. I hope you're all happy and healthy. Doing the things you love.
It happens.
Most love to do them with. Sorry about that. This is Football Inc., not Spurs Talk Show. My bad, people. My bad. I hope you can all do us some favours. Smash the like button as you get yourselves settled into the Friday afternoon. The time is upon us. We've got to do some predicciones. We have to do some reactions to what happened over the last couple of days. It's been a couple of days since we've last streamed, but it's been a lot of football that's taken place. Champions League has gone through, as has Europa League. Lots of things crack-a-lacking Sean's Monopoly. It's an accident. Please hit the subscribe button if you haven't already. If you are watching and you want to participate in the chat, all you've got to do is rub the sub and you'll get instant access. Hit the notification bell. Drop your comments thick and fast. Let us know your thoughts on today's topics. And also, guys, today's show is sponsored by OK Jersey. One of the people over there, if you're looking for over here, this is how we do, right? We've got second teams, third teams, 10th teams galore. If you want any of them, best place to go is to OK Jersey. There's the QR code, okjersey.com. Get yourself something for £16, £17, something like that. And you can get 8% discount with the code FINC, think at checkout. And I'll tell you what, last thing I've got to think about is reminding you that it is also admin time over on the podcast world. Okay, we need you guys to help us out a little bit. We're getting lovely views on the podcast games, but you guys aren't doing the one thing that we need you to do is hit the follow button and also give us a 5-star review. If you enjoy the show and you do the podcast thing, please give us a 5-star rating. I can't tell you, it helps more than a sub or a like on YouTube. 5-star is how the podcast thing grows. So really appreciate any help you can give us over there. Johnny, apart from my terrible intro video that had nothing to do with Football Inc., how are you, my man?
Well, I've not been great, hence the reason why we've not been here. I had a bit of a reaction, went for a scan, went into the MRI, they injected some dye into me, and the dye, my body said, no, not for me, thank you very much. So if you just saw me on the Spurs 5 last night, I was wearing sunglasses. That was after 2 days of having the procedure. And so,
well, you called a donut for wearing sunglasses indoors.
Correct. Yeah. So if you see me squinting or screwing my face up, or I look a little red, that's from the aftermath of that. But I'm all right now. Nothing stops Football Inc. getting back on the road, and it was a busy week of Champions League and another exciting week of Premier League action. Some huge games coming up this weekend. Big games.
Massive, mate. It's massive. We've got lots to talk about. Let's start, though. I actually haven't even done my Premier League predictions, so I'm going to do them in real time as I bring them up. But, Johnny, let's start a little bit. Let's go back to Tuesday night, shall we? Because we haven't spoken since. Yeah. Let's talk a little bit about Tottenham Hotspur, a little bit about Arsenal, a little bit about a few of the other games. Then we can move forward to Wednesday. And obviously last night as well, just a little gibby for you guys. My second team in all of Europe. Forget about, we didn't do Belgium League, but I absolutely I adore the football that is on display over at Club Brugge, mate. They are something else. They are a joy to behold with the ball at their feet. They are so good, and they made very light work of Monaco, a team that we have to go away to. And Monaco have got some good players. Ansu Fati. They have obviously Akliouche. They have a really, really strong team. They have the ex United. It's like the rehab FC over there. But Club Brugge at home, mate, you don't want to get them. You do not want to be going away to Bruges. I don't care who you are. I don't care if you're Liverpool. I don't care if you're Real Madrid. You don't want to go to Bruges away, mate, in the league group. We avoided them. We might get them in one of the knockout rounds if we get that far. But they're so good, Johnny. I know we shouldn't be starting on Thursday night's results, but just a quick word for Bruges. Did you watch the game last night?
I was flipping. If I'm honest, I was flipping. Saw the highlights. Look, you and I have highlighted it. Even selling Armand Dashwari. They've even got rid of De Cooper, the Brighton boy. He came from Club Brugge as well. They just keep producing. But they are going into the Champions League and producing quality results. And I actually think they're getting better and better.
Same.
And that was a sort of a stand-up result last night against Monaco. I don't think anyone expected them to bang 4 goals past them. They're one to watch out for. I'm just delighted that we're not having to play them, to be truthful with you. It's early days, obviously. It's the first game, but I don't think you're going to see anything other than Club Brugge going through to the next round. Whether or not they'll make the top 8 is 8 and then the 16, isn't it? Top 8 to avoid.
And then there's 12. So there's the first 8 go through, and then 1 to 16 play against each other in. So 1 plays 16, 2 plays 15, etc.
Yeah.
And then there's 12 below them that don't get kicked out and have to go home early.
Yeah, I think if you get like 5, if you get like 9 points, I think you're guaranteed to go through, which isn't really a lot. I mean, Spurs have already got 3.
No, last year it was 12 points. 12 points that got you into the playoffs. 16 points got you into the top 8.
Yeah,
that was last season. It doesn't mean it will be the same this year, but that was last year.
No, but they were impressive, and I think no one's going to relish. I'm not sure who all their other fixtures are, actually, if I'm brutally honest, in that section.
I'll bring that up in a second. I'm just making sure I've got my. Hang on 1 second. Someone's doing the hoovering. 1 sec.
That's all right. It's standard. Try naming half of the players, because I couldn't.
No, well, Bruges' team. I was literally looking at it. Obviously, they got a few of the players that were still there from last season, but I honestly don't know who half their players are. Couldn't tell you where they played before. Couldn't tell you much about them, but they just play with such unbelievable chemistry, and the word chemistry is probably a good transition, Johnny. Let's move to Tottenham versus Villareal. At 1-0, we won.
Yeah.
Obviously, terrible mistake from the goalkeeper in the first couple of minutes. And we got the lead. And at that point, I was thinking, perfect start. Now it's time to kick on, go and make ourselves comfortable here. Didn't happen. I'm not in the mood. I'm not in the mode of like criticising Tottenham too much, because I'm conscientious of how much work there was to do, how much work has clearly gone into the defensive stability, the structure, the resilience, all of those things, the organisation. They're also trying to practice on the training ground for back 3 systems, back 4 systems, yada, yada, yada. And so the offensive side will come. And look, there's a lot of change happening at the top end of the pitch, Johnny, with regards to, we've had a lot of new changes to the forward line. I expect more in January, but we didn't kick on, and it was a pretty poor game. And I say chemistry is the key word there. I think it's just because these players with the ball at their feet, like Spence and Xavi, haven't had a long time working together. Porro and Kudus had a little bit longer, and those guys seem to be working nicely. But with the ball at our feet, Tottenham just seem to be a little bit, one person goes this way, the other person goes that way. It just seems like the yin and the yang, the chemistry, the kind of wavelength, all that sort of shit isn't quite on point yet. What was your take about the game from Tottenham Villareal?
Scrappy. It was very scrappy. It seemed to me that the referee wanted to be the star of the show for most of the night. Yeah. The goalkeeper released his inner Anana with that mistake. I just think Spurs out of possession are very good, closing, pressing. In possession, then they're not so good at the moment. Phase 1, very good. Can't complain about phase 1. We've conceded, 1 goal in our last, 5 games. So you can't complain at that. Phase 2 is okay. Phase 3 is just not happening. There is no chemistry up front at the moment. It sort of all breaks down. The runs aren't great. Jed Spence, who is a very good defender, but he's linking with Xavi Simons. You've got 2 right-footed players, both playing on the left-hand side. And whilst, Spence is superb at defending, you're not seeing the true Jed Spence on that side. Now, the problem is he's not going to drop Porro. So what do? Do you drop Jed Spence to bring in destiny because he will be better overlapping those runs and crossing the ball for our strikers. Because as bad as Richarlison played, and he played badly, there wasn't much going into the box. They didn't have a shot on target. Pepe could have had a couple, or he had a couple of good chances, but we didn't do anything either. I think we had one shot on target in the entire game. You know, it's nowhere near good enough. Nowhere near good enough for it. And I just think that, you know, I'm not going to sit here and criticise them. We didn't concede a goal. Villarreal are a good team. I think they've won 2, drawn 1, lost 1. They're not a difficult team, not an easy team to play against. And quite honestly, I think it's a good result for where we are in our setup right now. There's hardly been any game time for Xavi Simons or for Kolo Muani. We're desperately needed it for 10. But what do? How do you we're square pegs in round holes. And if he can keep grinding out results whilst we're learning, I think, you know, Spurs fans should be very happy with the way it is now. I really do. I mean, compared to last season, Sean, we probably would have conceded about 6 goals by now, probably.
100%, mate, 100%. I don't think it's, as I said, you know, I think it's a matter of time. If you can learn whilst you're winning, then great things, right? Like I was expecting a little bit more. Look, we're sat third in the league. We're 3 points from 3 in the Champions League. We're 9 points from 12 in the Premier League. Couldn't really have asked for more going into it. And you know, look, let's just stay with Tottenham for now. Let's just use this because we're trying to recap on everything that's happened. And also we're looking forward, right? So you've also got Tottenham versus Brighton. Or maybe it's not a good idea. Maybe we'll keep that whole thing for the actually we'll do the Premier League thing at the end with the predictions. Let's pivot to Arsenal, mate. Arsenal very, very competent against Bilbao away. Your club, your second club.
They struggled, Sean. They struggled. Yeah. Listen, let's be honest. You know, Bilbao were holding them, and you know, they brought on Martinelli, and the game changed. I mean, I think he scored within 10, 15 seconds of coming on, and then got the assist. I love the way Arteta said, yes, he's our finisher. What does that mean? Does that mean you're not going to play any football, but you're our finisher? I don't understand what that means. Was that meant to be a compliment after the game? You're our finisher.
I feel like managers sometimes have got like a really difficult spot. I don't know if you've seen, again, not to jump ahead, but I don't know if you've seen Thomas Frank's pre-match press conference. He was asked about Archie Gray. And he said he's a brilliant player. He's done so well. He was great against Newcastle, giving all the plaudits, blowing smoke up his ass because he has to, right? Because that's like, there's no point in saying anything otherwise. But then the key phrase was, "But we can only put 11 players on the pitch at one time," right? Which tells you where he is in the pecking order. I.e., you're not going to be playing in the Premier League. And I think that's the same thing with Arteta. He'll say things to make sure that he doesn't say anything critical about the player, so he doesn't get back to his agent or the player. But ultimately, Martinelli is always going to be second fiddle. He's always going to be a bench player in my opinion, unless he can step up. If he does start, there's a massive game on the weekend for Arsenal and City. We'll come to that shit. But
I just ask you, you know, it's quite interesting because, you know, they have an abundance. Whilst we're struggling to find a natural left winger, they've got so many players. They are putting a square peg in a round hole. Because for me, Eze having to be forced to play out on that left-hand side instead of his natural position, drifting through the middle for Crystal Palace, doesn't look as good. I'm sure he'll be fine, but you know, like Xavi Simons being played out onto the left on the left-hand side with the right foot. I don't think Eze, if he has to stringently stick to that left-hand side, because his natural play is to drift inside, I think they're negating him. The fact that Martinelli had to come on and, you know, win it late. But like Spurs' result, a win is a win. And a win away at Athletic Bilbao, 2-0, is a great
tough place to go to win.
Yeah,
I genuinely think that there's a bit of the same sort of conundrum, right? Like, I think Arsenal need, if they're going to play a left winger that is going to drift in, and Tottenham have the same problem, right? And Liverpool have the same issue. Like, a lot of these teams that stick someone on the left that wants to be more central and doesn't want to do a traditional left winger kind of role, you need a left back that picks up the slack in that regard. Like, you have to have balance. You have to be able to offer the threat from both sides. And I think Liverpool have got a problem in that regard at the moment. I think Arsenal have it with Eze, wants to drift in. I think Tottenham, Arsenal, so Crystal Palace had Tyrek Mitchell, right, behind Eze, right, who gets down the outside and fills the gap, fills the void, offers the option. And so there's no absence. Jed Spence doesn't do that for Tottenham. Not to the same degree that Udogie does.
Not on the left.
Yeah, not on the left. Yeah, on the right he would do probably, but not on the left because he's a right footer, so it doesn't feel natural to him. And so you have everyone collapsing in. Same thing with Arsenal. The guys that they play at left back are more inverted, right? So like it's just there's a consequence to having a left winger that doesn't do left wing things and they want to cut in. And if you don't have someone on the outside that wants to get past you and take that guy on, which is why when we'll come to it, there's a strong argument to say that maybe tomorrow, Destiny Udogie should have a crack. But for Tottenham, Arsenal got the same issue. Eze, there's also the acclimation process. Let's just be real. Eze was the main guy at Palace. Everything went through him. At Arsenal, there's lots of other players on that pitch that are going to get as much attention, as much to the demand and have that demand filled for the ball time. So sometimes it's just a process of like just keep letting people have a few minutes, a few weeks, a few months, whatever, to bed themselves in.
I thought
there's definitely that same consequence, mate. It's happening at Liverpool. It's happening at Chelsea. It's happening. Arsenal, and at Tottenham, and it will happen at Chelsea, by the way, as well. Because Chelsea, Cucurella's injured or whatever, so there's the same problem over there.
I thought Mascara looked, very, very good. Another top signing for a great fee. They're bringing. We really needed another left-sided player. They brought in Mascara, who just slotted in for Saliba, even though he's really plays on the right. And then they got Hincapié coming in as well. They got such depth at Arsenal. It's quite frightening. And looking at that bench against Athletic Bilbao, even without Saliba injured, Saka injured, Odegaard injured, they still looked ominous. So I think, as I said also in the chat, I think that was, their toughest away game in their group. I think they had quite a favourable group. I can see Arsenal actually finishing top of their group or near the top, to be truthful.
In the Champions League?
Yeah,
I think Arsenal will be okay. Interesting game as well, just whilst we're going through the Tuesday games. PSV versus Union St. Gauloise. USG, mate, look very, very good against PSV. PSV been decimated. They lost a couple. They lost Malik Tillmans. They lost the geezer, the right winger who was going to go as well. I forget his name now. Bakayoko, he's gone as well, hasn't he?
Yeah.
So they ended up looking pretty shitty at home, and Gilwars looked USG looked very good at home. Away in Holland. Did you see the Juve Dortmund game, mate? 4-4. What a game that was!
What a game that was! It was that game, and I was watching the Benfica carrier bag game. I was keeping an eye on that score. They were 2-0 up, Benfica, and ended up losing 3-2 at home to carrier bag, which is probably why they brought in Jose. Timing is everything. Yeah, but the game, probably the Juventus Borussia Dortmund game, was just like
Dortmund were 4-2 up in the 93rd minute.
I know. It was like FIFA. It was like FIFA football.
Yeah, it was. Yeah.
It didn't look real. And how they scored those 2 goals. And what's his name? Of all people, Lloyd Kelly, he used to be at Bournemouth, getting the goal in the 96th minute was, they all went mad. I mean, it just shows you, even though that was just to get a draw, just how much that result meant.
Mate, listen to that. There's this front three that Juve have got, right? Jonathan David, Yildiz, Lois Openda, Koopmeiners behind them, and Kefren Turan, with Cambiasso as a wing-back and Weston McKennie. It's only at the back there with Lloyd Kelly, Bremer, and Kalulu. That's why they're conceding so many goals, right? They're conceding 4 goals. They conceded 3 goals against Inter Milan on the weekend as well, right? Like they can score an unbelievable amount of goals because they've got incredible talent at the top end of the pitch. But even playing with the back three, they can't keep it out because they are a couple of centre backs away, a couple of decent defenders away for me from having a team that's super impressive. And for what it's worth, fair play to.
Has Igor Tudor been studying Angeball? Do you think?
Maybe. Dusan Vlahovic came off the bench though and had a really good appearance as well. So Juve will be okay. They'll score goals, but you can definitely get at them. So I don't know who else Juve have got left to bring to their gaff, but
Vlahovic was the one.
Game.
2 goals and an assist coming off the bench. You know?
Yeah.
30 minutes.
Unbelievable.
He was 30 minutes. I mean, screw you, basically, to everyone else. And all the people that turn their noses up at him coming to any club don't want him. He's finished. Doesn't look finished now, does it? Because sometimes it's about service, Sean. And obviously now with, Jonathan David, Openda, Yildiz, he's getting service now. And obviously makes a absolutely huge difference.
100%.
Real Madrid back at it again. Usual stuff.
Marseille were excellent in that game.
They were.
Marseille were excellent. Obviously, Real Madrid in the end, they faced a red card. But Marseille, mate, what they've got under the ex-Brighton coach, his name escapes me. What's his name? Who's the Brighton manager who went to Marseille?
You're talking about De Zerbi.
De Zerbi's got them playing on fire. Obviously, going to the Bernabeu, and it was difficult for them in the end, but. They were sensational for 70 minutes in that game. I thought Marseille were excellent and unlucky to come away. Real Madrid, though, mate, injury to Trent and also a red card now to the captain who plays as a right back. What's his name? I forget who.
Camavinga, is it? No,
Carvajal, right?
Yeah, Carvajal.
So he came on.
Carvajal.
He came on as a right back. Obviously, after Trent goes off injured, Trent's out with a hammy, and now Carvajal's out for 3 games in the Champions League, which means that when they go to Liverpool, it might be Trent that has to play, and only if Trent's fit.
Well, it's going to be an interesting one there. I'm going to see if he plays. I was quite interested to see who was playing for Marseille. Højbjerg, Pierre-Emerick. Can you
Matt O'Reilly?
Aubameyang still playing. Mason Greenwood.
Yeah, Timothy Weah, ex-Juve player.
With an assist. Matt O'Reilly. Who else was there? I'm sure there was someone else. Angel
West Ham's Emerson at left back.
Emerson, yeah. They've assembled a good team. They're not going to be easy to beat. They're definitely
and Benjamin Pavard at right back, the ex-Bayern Munich guy. What a player he is. But another great game, mate. Another great game. But we won't talk about too much about that because I'm sure none of the fans that are watching it, none of the audience are really that keen on that.
Wednesday game. Let's go to that mad game at Anfield again. Lastminute.com.
Yeah. How 3-2, Liverpool 2-0 up. Comfortable. Not that comfortable, mate. Not that comfortable.
We said it, didn't we? They're an accident waiting to happen without, they're lightweight centre back. They're going to concede goals, and I think if they got to hold out till January because I think they're going to lose games. They can't keep doing this, but they have been. Simeone losing it when that goal going. You just knew that they were going to score, didn't you? You just knew it.
I said it in the chat. I said it in the chat. I said 93rd minute Salah, I think it was. I said or something, or 93rd minute pen or whatever it was. It ended up being a header from Virgil van Dijk. But
I thought
if the game finished at 80 minutes, they would be 1 point from 3 in the Champions League, and they'd be about 3 points from 12 in the Premier League. They'd be in the relegation zone. But the game doesn't finish at 80 minutes. It doesn't finish at 85. It finishes at 95 or whatever. And it's no longer Fergie time. It's now Scouser time.
But I don't remember seeing anyone put together a run of 5 games where 2 goals against Bournemouth in the last minute, a goal in the 97th minute against Newcastle, the 106th minute here. I mean, it's been absolutely insane. The goals they keep saying, the free kick against Arsenal, sweet. But listen, resilience, but you can't keep doing it. It's you just can't keep doing that over and over and over again in the hope that you're going to get the result. But Florian Wirtz, what's happening to him? The game seems to be passing him by. I mean, he does have moments, but he's sticking with it.
He looks terrible, mate. I hate doing it. I said, though, before he joined us, 120 million quid, mate. It's a heavy price tag. It's a millstone around your neck.
Yeah.
There's not a lot of examples of people that have moved in the top 10 transfers of all time that have had successful moves. And I think that when you compare some of the other prices that people have paid for other players that are already pulling their weight and he isn't, the only reason why it's flying under the radar is because Liverpool are winning. Liverpool are very, very, very bad losers. When they don't win at home, it's like they sing their head off for their song and then it's silence until they score. And then once they score, then it's Liverpool, Liverpool, all that stuff. No disrespect to them, but like the fans are expectant and are only happy when they're in the position that they expect to be, which is in front. Wirtz is getting away with poor performances because the rest of the team are figuring out how to. He's not, by the way, he's not on the pitch most of the time when Liverpool get their winner.
No, he comes off.
He comes off and then Liverpool go and win the game, right? So, like, he's getting away with it. But if Liverpool lose to Everton tomorrow morning at 12th, which we'll come to, I don't think they will, but I think it'll be a closer game than it usually is. If Wirtz doesn't put in if Wirtz puts in a stinker, mate, they'll turn on him. They'll turn on him quicker than.
There were some lovely moments, though. There were some lovely moments from Alexander Isak. Some lovely touches with the ball. I mean, really, like, absolutely superb. Balls to the outside of his foot, putting the ball through for Wirtz. Yeah, it's definitely a time slot. We'll have to call it, not slot time.
That's actually fucking brilliant, that for sure. Yeah. That's actually brilliant, man. I like that. Yeah. It's not Fergie time. It's a time slot. Love
it's a time slot for sure. But I think Liverpool have made a mistake not getting a defender, a centre back. We've said it for months, and I think it's going to come to roost. Virgil van Dijk goes, or Konate gets injured, they're going to be playing with Enzo or Robertson at centre-back, and you can't be doing that. You can't sustain a season based on that. It's just not going to happen. What was the other game? Paris Saint-Germain absolutely smashed Atalanta without Adamara Lookman.
Yep, he's back in, though, for the weekend, by the way, which is good to see. Yeah, they figured it out. Apparently, he's had a heart-to-heart with the manager, and they've decided to let bygones be bygones or whatever and move forward. Be interesting to see whether that just. Yeah, well, I mean, look,
it'll be gone in January. That means.
I hope so, and I hope that Tottenham. I hope he puts in a decent enough performance to not reevaluate his price tag. But I hope that Tottenham make a move on him in January because he clearly needs a new fresh start. He obviously isn't happy there. The fans, I don't know if the fans will tolerate the fact that he put his feet up and basically did what Isak did, what Gyökeres did to force a move that never came. But at the same time, I think you have to also question, why it is that it's not just the current manager that he's fallen out with, it's the other ones as well. He fell out with Gasperini and stuff. So, I love the player. A motivated, happy player is an absolute baller, at least in the Serie A. But, yeah, for sure, I'd like him, but I the fact that Atalanta only wanted to get rid of him on a permanent tells you that they don't want the geezer back, and they're kind of figuring out a way to settle the temperament or whatever. They're trying to cool the temperature a little bit with regards to relationship because he's one of their best players. But I think he'll be out of there in January, pretty quick. So, would you still take Lookman, Johnny? Would you?
100%.
Tolerate? Yeah,
100%. I mean, look, we said no dickheads, but at the end of the day. Needs must, and maybe he's become a dickhead because he's asked to go and he hasn't been allowed to go. So,
well, Isak's clearly a dickhead, but he's still going to bang in 20 goals, right? Ivan Toney was probably a dickhead, but could put in 20 goals. So, how much of a dickhead are you willing to tolerate if he gives you the output that you need and the balance that your squad requires?
Exactly. So I would take him a drop of a hat. No, absolutely no problem, because that would just free Simmons to move inside into the middle. I still don't believe Simmons is an out-and-out 10, Sean.
Where do you see him?
No, I just think he's more than that. He's an 8. He's a 10. Look, he likes to pick up the ball off the backs. So, isn't that what we criticise James Maddison for? Do we not need someone who's going to be influenced, picking up the ball high up the hill and releasing players?
Well, I'll tell you one thing I've seen about him is that he gets back.
Yeah,
he gets back and defends. He helps out more so. Well, actually, this under Thomas Frank, to be fair, Kudus does as well. Both of our wingers get back and defend, and that's probably part of the reason why we've got 4 clean sheets from 5. He doesn't fall over at the slightest touch. Like he rides a tackle. Yeah. But I think he's wasted out on the left-hand side. I really do. I genuinely think he's wasted on the left-hand side.
Right-footed. He's right-footed. You've got 2 right-footed players out on the left-hand side. Listen, he was very lucky to stay on the pitch. Joking aside, the referee being poor, thank God he was poor, because he should have gone. Definitely should have gone. One result that made me laugh, I could just imagine him sitting in there, steam coming out of his ears after eating a 14-course meal. Was Olympiacos 0, Paphos 0.
I didn't see that game, believe it or not. What was anything going on in it? I didn't.
Olympiacos 0, Paphos from tiny little Cyprus 0. That's an absolutely huge result for Paphos.
Let me ask something. Do you know is that a culturally sensitive fixture?
They're both Greek. They're both Greek, but it's Greek Cypriot. One's Greek Cypriot and one's Greek. That's it.
But isn't that a part of the world?
I don't think it's like Panathinaikos versus Olympiacos, which is real heavy rivalry. Yeah.
Okay.
Says Paphos have David Luiz at
centre. Yeah. They do. Yeah, they've got David Luiz, crazy sideshow Bob.
Okay. I didn't realise that. I'm out to Cyprus soon. I'll have to. I wonder how far away that is to get. Oh, it's in the international break, so that's not going to happen.
Big up to you, Foxy. Good to see you. Let's just have a quick moment for Chelsea, mate. Chelsea versus Bayern. Back to like a little bit of gravity, right? Because Bayern Munich were just better.
Elise, man. Whoa.
What a
how
player.
Good is Elise?
Yeah, unbelievable.
Honestly. I mean, they've really unearthed the gem. No wonder they let Sane go. Jesus Christ. I mean, yeah, top player. They got back in it very briefly. Lot of early mistakes by their defence. Could have done better. Sanchez shouting at his defenders. 3-1 was the right result, really.
Yeah, I think so.
In this tournament at this early stage, it doesn't matter too much. You can, you can lose the early games and still qualify quite comfortably with 8 games in the league stage. One game that really did shock me though was on Thursday, which is Eintracht Frankfurt beating Galatasaray. No Victor Osimhen. 5-1. I didn't see that one coming.
I mean, Galatasaray don't travel as well as they are at home. They're not quite the same team. But Galatasaray put out a strong team. Just looking at it now, I mean, they had Galatasaray had who did they have in there? They had El Mali, Sanchez, Singo, Yilmaz, who's a player that we've been looking at. Akgun, Ilkay Gundogan, right? Ilkay Gundogan in there. Leroy Sané, Torreira. I mean, there's like 4 or 5 players in there that are fantastic players. But going to Frankfurt, I'm trying to think who on the Frankfurt team. They've still got Hugo Larsson. They got Arthur Tiati, who's incredible. They got is it Koch, Robin Koch or Robin Koch?
Yeah.
Nathan, who's that player? Namadi Collins, the right back. They've like both teams haven't got worldies in there anymore, but they've got a lot of experience. But yeah, Frankfurt just tore them to pieces, mate.
That Eliwahi, who they bought to replace Mamouche.
Yeah.
He hasn't done as well, but Burkhart Burkhart, Jonathan Burkhart, he looks like he's a bit of a player. Listen, they always find them, Frankfurt. They churn them out. They got rid of Kolo Muani for 95. They got rid of Mamouche for big money. They got rid of Ekitike for huge money. And then you go into the Champions League first game and you win 5-1.
Yeah.
So, they can do it. They can do it. Man City, Napoli, Kevin De Bruyne going back to his old team.
Yeah, I didn't actually see this game, so talk me through it. What happened?
Well, beautiful, absolutely beautiful assist from the guy who I said is going to have a fantastic season this season. Phil Foden lifted the ball up for the monster to score his 50th goal, the fastest 50 goals in Champions League history, beating everybody. And when you think that, who's in that list of people, it's quite incredible. Giovanni Di Lorenzo, he got sent off. And unfortunately for Kevin De Bruyne, he had to come off for Napoli. Conte took him off. And it looked like it was going out to a 1-0 win. And then Jeremy Doku scored an absolute worldie. And they never looked back. I mean, I think they probably eased off at that point with one eye on the game.
Big game on the weekend.
Yeah, and Arsenal have had 36 hours more to rest up after their game. They played Tuesday at 5:30, and they're playing Thursday night. So, great stuff. And then the
big one, mate. Let's talk about Barcelona and Newcastle.
Yeah,
I watched that game last night. I had two games on at the same time. I thought that Newcastle took up most of my attention.
Yeah.
Unbelievable fans, by the way. I absolutely love Newcastle. If I wasn't a Tottenham fan, I'd be a Newcastle fan. I think their crowd are just. I know it's a one club city, so it's easier for them. But the noise that bloody stadium generates, mate, it gives you. It makes your hair stand on the back of your neck just listening to it through the speakers on the bloody iPhone.
The tifo was the entire stadium.
Well. Just absolutely insane. And they were well worthy of being in that game. And it was only from two magical moments. Barcelona sat in deep and we're on the receiving end of a hell of a lot of...
a hell of a beating!
A hell of a beating. But Barcelona just resolute, right? Araujo, that centre-back, is one of the best in the game. When Tottenham were linked with him in the summer, I was like, we have to get him if we can. If he's unhappy for whatever reason, obviously there was a lot of bullshit there. Yeah. He ended up staying and being put back in the leadership team. He's so good. And obviously then just Barcelona, when they do break, they've just got talent. They've got so much talent, so much pace, so much power.
Mate. Pedri
is just an unbelievable player.
Pedri is just like, honestly. Actually, I saw after the game, I think Paul Scholes said my new favourite player, Pedri. But let's talk about...
Who said that?
Paul Scholes.
Oh, did he?
Yeah. Said it afterwards, which made me feel better because I was sort of waxing lyrical about him at the time. But Marcus Rashford, I always play better when I play for Barcelona. I mean, the header was fantastic.
Header was superb.
Superb header, but that's the second goal. Wow.
I don't really understand how he wrapped his foot in the way that he did, because he kind of hit it, and if you watch the flight of the ball, it had this slow momentum that suggested that he hit the ball on the outside of the foot of his right foot whilst he's running to the left. So
it's like
running from the left to the right.
It was it was
unbelievable, and then it just top bins off the top. Fair play to Newcastle, but at the end of the day, cream rises, mate. Cream rises.
Talking about in the chat, they're talking about Anthony Gordon would have been great for us. Sean and I have been fans ever since that game that we often speak about, the one at White Hart Lane when we absolutely smashed Everton, and he was chasing every ball like a dog at a park. Desperate to get the ball, desperate to win a tackle. That's the sort of player that Thomas Frank would absolutely love, but he ain't going anywhere, unfortunately. No place.
Well, it would probably cost you 100 million quid to get him out.
Yeah, it's not.
I think you know what though. If you had to offer me right now, Savinho or him, I would take him all day long.
Yeah, because you know he's going to score, right?
But it's just it's his work rate. It's his tenacity. He gets back. He's feisty. He's got that that gene where he's also going to get sent off or whatever, do something mad like he did in the previous whichever game it was when he took out. It was Liverpool game, wasn't it? When he took out someone. But that's just like the potential energy in him is just he's like a Jack Russell.
He wants to win. He wants to win. Yeah, he's the Jack Russell that's nibbling at your ankles. You know?
Yeah.
Won't let go. Fuck off. No.
No, I'm not going to let go. I'm going to keep going.
Yeah,
and that's absolutely brilliant player.
Yeah.
And look, Voltemade didn't work for him yesterday, but he looks handy. He's a real handful. I think Newcastle will be just fine, Johnny. I think they'll be just fine in the Champions League as well. I think they'll finish I'm not sure if they'll get in the top 8, but they'll certainly be in the next 16, 100%.
I mean, Foxy's saying here, Gordon under a lot of pressure with Newcastle fans. He's not clinical enough and poor in the 9 role. I mean, he was playing in the 9 role without Alexander Isak and without strikers. I think when he goes back onto the left-hand side, Foxy, I think you're going to see with Woltemade going through the middle and probably Johan Visser coming back as well. You're going to have a lot of, counter-attacking threat there. But for me, as much as the 2 goals that Marcus Rashford scored and he gets all the plaudits, rightly so, for me, Pedri is poetry in motion. Just what a player. What a player.
Unbelievable. Talking about getting his hair cut. Has anyone seen that Manchester United geezer? His hair's... that fucking thing must be out here by now.
Have you seen the meme? Have you seen the meme where there's the Old Trafford and coming out the middle, you can't see the cross?
Yeah, it's too easy.
Oh, meanwhile,
2 minutes. Sorry, Johnny.
I'm just going to say, talking about hair, Foxy, someone have a word with Gordon, right, with his Alice band. Man,
yeah, exactly. Well, they want to cut his hair. They want to get his cut. Listen,
he's
not good looking enough to put it off.
He hasn't got a face for an Alice band, mate.
He's not Fernando Torres. He's not a Fernando Torres. You can put as much bloody sun in as you want in your hair, lad. You can grow it as long as you want, but you haven't exactly got the face for that sort of thing, you know.
Sam, no hate. Sam, the Man United fan, no hate. Sam, no hate. We could talk about you lot, but it's best not to.
We'll wait until we get to the Premier League roundup in a little while. We've got a super chat, by the way. Dean Law, big up to you, Deanie. Houdini, I hope you're okay, my man. Thank you so much. You're always here, always supporting the channel. Very much appreciate you. And I forgot to do it. Let's get the choo-choo train. Deanie, appreciate you, my man. I hope you're okay, buddy. Hope you're okay. Very cool of you. Face for radio, says Dave Smith. 100%. Listen, I think there's no Europa League. Obviously, that's taking place next week or next Thursday. I'm trying to think of any other games you haven't spoken about. I mean, with Sporting Kairat, Sporting beat them 4-1. I didn't watch the game. Copenhagen, Leverkusen 2-2. I haven't actually seen that either.
Our friend Helga's team, Bodo Glimt.
Bodo Glimt, 2-2 against Slavia Prague. It was a really good game, actually, I thought. And
last-minute goal, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was. Yeah, it was a cracker of a goal as well. Don't know any of these players, though, for Bodo. Jorgensen, Auckland, Patrick Berg, is that his name? Yeah, Patrick Berg was the decent player last year, wasn't it? Who was a threat. He's back in the 8. But, yeah, not too familiar with most of them. Obviously, we're going over there. Or we're not personally going over there, but Tottenham are playing over there in a couple of weeks' time, so we will see how they get on. And Slavia Prague as well, 2 goals for their fullback, Umboji. El Hadji Yusufa Umboji. Yeah, don't know too much about him, to be honest, mate. But, good game of football. Good game. I saw that as well on Tuesday night. Do you want to move forward to the Premier League predicciones?
Let's go to the Premier League. I'm just trying to find my predicciones.
All right, guys. Oh, by the way, is there a member who's watching who wants to be the representation today? We haven't managed to get we haven't had time to find someone. If there's someone that's watching that's a member Lord Rodney Trotter, it could be you. Slip End Coy, it could be you. If you want to wait, if you want to be around towards the end, then can one of you guys, or Joe can be you, Mashing and Joe. Anyone that's still watching, if you want to give us your predictions to represent the,
we can do the score. We can do the review and then do the score at the same time.
Yeah. Let us know if anyone's there that can throw in their chat. Who else? Any other members watching? James, you're watching as well. It could be you, mate. Appreciate your membership.
Slip End. There you go. There you go. Slip End.
End's back in. There you go, mate. Appreciate you, buddy. Appreciate you, boss. All right, then, guys. It's time to do the fun part of the show.
Who's gonna win this weekend? Gotta predict the scores. Gotta be Nostradamus, picking wins, losses, and draws. Who's gonna win this weekend? Gotta predict the scores. Gotta be Nostradamus, picking wins, losses, and draws.
Right, Johnny boy, massive weekend of Premier League games. 12:30 it starts tomorrow morning. Make sure your Champions League, so make sure your Fantasy Premier League is updated accordingly. You have until about 10 a.m. tomorrow to get it done.
Yep.
Liverpool-Everton, Johnny, is the first game, the big game in the Northwest. I've gone for 2-1 to Liverpool, but I don't expect it to be... What's that?
I got the same. You got
2-1. Slip and Coy, let us know in the chat what your prediction is. Guys in the chat as well, make sure you let us know your predicciones. 1-1 for Slip and Coy.
I've got to tell you, the interesting thing about this one is that was a tough game for Liverpool, right? No two ways about it. Everton have had a whole week to relax for this game. And I think it's going to be tougher for them than we think.
100%.
I've gone for a 2-1 win, but I can definitely see Everton shocking Liverpool or doing what Nottingham Forest did last year, early doors, and getting a victory. But I'm going to stick with my 2-1 because I need to catch up. But I think a draw is definitely possible. Slip End's gone 1-1.
Yeah, I've gone for 2-1. I think the same thing, mate. I think that Everton are going to be very competitive, very combative. I think they will score, but I just, you can't really back against Liverpool right now with their ability to turn, to find victory from the jaws of a draw or whatever. They're doing it all the time. So yeah, 2-1, 2-1, 1-1. Appreciate you, Slip and Coy. Next one, Burnley Forest.
So, based on last week's result and the fact that they held out against Liverpool for that long, only to, concede that pen, I'm going to go Burnley 1, Nottingham Forest 0, and heap more misery on Ange not got a clue.
Same sort of score outcome. I've gone for 2-1 Burnley. I think they'll score a couple of goals. I think you might be right though. 1-0 might be the right one, but I think that Forest can score, but I don't think I think they're going to be just gung ho nonsense, and I think that Burnley are going to score more than they usually do. I think everyone's going to score more than they usually do against Forest. I've gone for 2-1. Slip. What are we saying, Slippy boy?
2-1. 2-1 Burnley.
He's gone 2-1 Burnley as well, is he?
Yeah.
Okay,
yeah.
We're on the same page there. Nice one. I don't think it'll be a great game though, but I can't wait to see. That man Wolfie's channel is going to go from like 30,000 to like 50,000 this year because everyone's going to be just hating on him every time Postecoglou because of the hate that he gave us last year.
Gold. It's gold, isn't it?
It's gold. Yeah, 100%. He's gonna cash in. Catching. Brighton Tottenham 2-2 is what I've gone for, mate. I've gone for a Desmond on this one. I just think that Tottenham have got enough to score, but I think we've also not going to be able to keep out both Matoma and Minter. I think that their balance is, I've been saying it all week, balance is the key to unpredictability, and they have it in their unbelievable wingers. So I've gone for 2-2.
Slip End Coy has gone for 2-1 Brighton. Listen, I've got a terrible record going down there. But they lost Hinchelwood after 3 minutes. He's the kid that keeps scoring against us. and they lost their left back on who Semenya pushed into the electrical scoreboard. I'm not sure if he's going to be playing. So they've lost their left-sided centre-back, their left-back and the left midfielder.
Yeah.
They are a tough unit. Even when they lost those players, they came out in the second half last week and they were very unlucky. And we saw what they did to Manchester City at home. They absolutely played them off the pitch. But for some reason, sentimentally, I'm going to go for a 2-1 win and me to finally see us beat bloody Brighton.
So we got all three. You got all three predictions. I've gone 2-2. You've gone 2-1 Tottenham, and the chat via Slip has gone 2-1 to Brighton.
Minty and Mintoma are the two dangers for sure.
Yeah, they're incredible.
I would say though, just while we're on this subject, I would be tempted to drop Porro for this game. I know this sounds controversial, and that is because I played Destiny on one side to stop Minty, and I would put Jed Spence on the right-hand side to stop Mitoma, and then rest Pedro Porro. Then that way we'd have a natural left-footed, a national right-footed backs on both sides. So that was what I would do. Not sure he will.
Exactly what I said as well. I just think that there's also an argument that Danny was making to me today on my channel that we should go to a back three, and then allow Pedro Porro and Udogie to play wing backs, and then almost make Xavi and Kudus play as inside tens with Richarlison, and then just pick one of Bergvall or Bentancur or Sarr to play alongside Polinia, because you are going to be harder to break down with that back three of Danso, Danso, Van der Ven, and Romero. I don't mind it, to be honest. It'd be interesting to see if Tottenham do come out and do that. If they do, I'd be right on board it, because again, it makes us unpredictable, and I think it makes us harder to break down. We shall see though. West Ham, Crystal Palace. I've gone for a boring 1-0 to Palace. I think West Ham are in all sorts of problems. Palace looking good or good enough to get past them at home. Little South East London derby. I've gone for 1-0 to Palace. What have you gone for, John?
I initially had gone 1-0, but I don't know. Somehow I just think that this is all or nothing for West Ham. Do his players care about keeping him in place? If so, I'm going to go for a 1-1 draw.
1-1 draw. There you go. We haven't got the full gamut there. So no one's picking a West Ham win. You've gone for 1-1.
Yeah.
Interesting. Wolves against Leeds. Johnny?
Well, I'm going for Wolves to finally get their first win. I think it's about time. I think the results have, been quite unfair to them. I'm going for Wolves 2, Leeds 1. And I think Farke could be under threat of his job. They really want to stay in the league. And I've gone 2-1 Wolves.
As has Slip and Koi. Appreciate you. I've gone for 2-0 Wolves. I just think that Strand Larsen's just signed a new contract. I think Wolves I completely agree with you. I think they've had a horrible start to the season. I think they've been on the wrong side of some decent performances. And they've got through a really tough opening 4 games. But they're nowhere near the worst team in the league, and I think that they're going to get their first victory tomorrow, or maybe that's on Sunday. I'm not sure. Wolves, so I've gone Wolves 2, Leeds 0. Next, here we go. We're getting into the Sunday games now. I think it is Manchester United, Chelsea. Although that might actually be Saturday night. United against Chelsea. I've gone for 2-1 to Chelsea. Essentially, can't give Man United any breather right now. I don't think that they're good enough, and I think Chelsea will find a way. But I think it will be tighter than people would normally predict. But I think that Man United are just too weak at the back. And as much as I can't stand Chelsea, Johnny, I'm actually here for the United downfall. I quite like seeing the meltdown of Man United fans who just aren't used to this 2 seasons in a row of being absolutely muddied. Sam, no disrespect, mate. It's not a hate. Well, maybe it is. Maybe it is hate. I don't know. But I hate Chelsea as well. So there's equal hate going on. I just think that Chelsea will smash So we'll get the 3 points. 2-1 I've gone for. What's your stance, Johnny?
I have gone Man United 1, Chelsea 3.
Oh, okay. Interesting. So easy. You think it's an easy day in the office for them then, yeah?
I think they'll go maybe 2-1 up, and then they'll be chasing it, and Chelsea will seal the deal. Slipknot. What's Slipknot done there? I can't see.
Everyone, he said 2-0. He says 2-0 Chelsea. I think everybody's going for a Chelsea win apart from Reece, who's gone 2-1 United. Interesting. Lukos is saying 1-0 Leeds, by the way. It's interesting. You're the only person I've seen pick a Leeds win there. It'd be nice to see if they could do that. Fulham Brentford, the most boring game of the weekend. It is a West London derby, but it's not one that many people are going to worry too much about. I mean, they're just two very nice football clubs that are just inoffensive. And, 1-1 is what I've gone for, mate. I don't really see too much in the way of a lot of goals here.
I'm seeing Marco Silva to do an Andrew special with a long throwing goal late in the game to nick 1-0 win with maybe Kevin getting the winner. Kev.
Very nice too. Very nice to Kevin.
Kev. Yeah, so I got 1-0 Brentford.
And Flippencoy has gone for what? Oh, you've gone for 1-0 Brentford. Sorry, my bad. I put you on 1-0 Fulham.
Yeah, no, 1-0. No, I did 1-0 Fulham. 1-0 Fulham. I've gone.
Oh yeah, sorry. You've got 1-0 Fulham.
Yeah.
And Slip's gone 2-1 Brentford. I've gone for 1-1. So we've got the full. So someone's going to get a point there. Someone's going to get something, and the other teams aren't going to get anything at all. Sunderland Villa. This is an interesting game. Aston Villa still yet to score in the Premier League. Got their first goal against Brentford in the Carabao Cup in the week, and they end up losing anyway on penalties. All is not well at Villa Park, Johnny. What's your take?
I'm going for a Sunderland 2, Aston Villa 1, and Roof to hit the roof of the net with a 2-1 win.
Yeah, I've also gone for 2-1 to Sunderland. I fancy them there. Let's see what the chat's saying. Reece is saying the same thing. AJ's going for Sunderland as well. Flip and Coy's gone for 2-2. Desmond. 2-0 Villa, says Spurs King.
Yeah, no one could be worse than Nikos last week. Nikos should be banned from all football.
He hasn't shown his face since.
No, he's honestly shameful, shambolic.
He's back to figuring out if the world is flat or round or something. Big up to Nick. Big up to Nick. I like him a lot, mate. He's got some interesting takes on the way the world works, and I'm here for them. I love listening to them. Bournemouth Newcastle is the next one. Interesting game here, mate. Bournemouth. I fancy Bournemouth at home against anybody. I really do. I just think they're such a very, very well put together team, and they've got the danger men. I've gone for 2-1 to Bournemouth simply because Newcastle have just been on the back end of probably some very, some very tiring and saturating evenings last night. And so they've only got a couple of days to get themselves back on it. I think it would have sucked the life out of them. I'm going for 2-1 Bournemouth, and Semenyo would be the winner.
I've also gone 2-1, and I'm looking at the fact that Newcastle had a hard game on Thursday night, although it was at home, to Barcelona. I've gone for Bournemouth 2, Newcastle 1 as well. And I think that's going to count against them, all the effort they had to put in for that goal. They did rest Walter Marde, so they obviously are, keeping him fresh for that game. So, but I'm going 2-1. Slipknot, what did he go?
Did he say 2-2, or was that was for the last game? Slipknot, what are you saying, mate? Slip and Coy, where are you, buddy? Can't see you.
2-2.
I think that was for the last game, wasn't it? Unless he's saying it, as he said it twice. It's a 1-2 Brentford. Hang about. Yeah, no. Sunderland Villa, he said, was 2-2. Slip and Coy, what we saying, my man?
Slip and Coy, what are you doing?
2-1 Newcastle. Interesting. We're all going for 2-1 there. Oh, no, 2-1 Newcastle, he said. Sorry, 1-2 to the chat. And the big one at the end of the weekend, mate, Arsenal versus Manchester City at the Emirates. Well, what are you saying?
No, I think the cards are all falling for Arsenal in this one. Manchester City playing Thursday night. I know it's at home, but they're playing at Thursday night. Arsenal played Tuesday at 5:30. They would have been back in at Highbury or back at the Emirates, wherever they are, at late Tuesday evening. They would have flown straight out after the game. And they'll be much the fresher. They would have had a few days to get over that game. But I'm still going to go for a 2-2 draw. The beast Haaland scoring a goal or two, and Phil Foden back on song. 2-2, I'm going.
Interesting. I've gone for 3-2 to Arsenal. A late change in my lineup. I did have 2-2, but I've gone for 3-2 to Arsenal. And I hate to say it. And what Slip and Coy has done is it's 3-1 to Arsenal he's gone for. And you've gone for 2-2. All right, there you go. They are the scores on the door. Now we've got to figure out the player of the week. Slip and Coy, if you don't know, pick a player, and it can't be, for you, it can't be Kudus, Rice, Richarlison, or Salah. And if they score an assist, they get an extra point for you. If they and every assist they score, they get an extra point. Every goal they score, they get an extra 3. For Johnny, you can't have Mateta, Pedro, Gyökeres, or Delap. And Shawnee Boy can't have Ekitike, Semenyo,
Jack
Johnson,
Grealish,
or Gyökeres.
Slip and Coy has gone for Jack Grealish. Good call.
Grealish, interesting. Love that.
I've gone for Evan Nilsson.
Evan Nilsson. Okay. You know what? I haven't even thought about this. Can I just have a couple of seconds here? I am going to go for Mo Salah.
Okay. Some good calls there. Good calls there, guys. We got a couple of super chats, I think, Shawnee.
Okay, let's go for it. Let's find out what we're doing here. We've got one super chat. Spurs OC. Big up to you, super sticker from you. Choo choo to you. Spurs, I ask you all the time, Spurs OC, are you from OC, Orange County? Or are you, because you are American, you've got the $sign. So are you Spurs OC, are you Orange County? Are you up early from LA?
I think he told us, I can't remember exactly where he said, but he did tell us where he was from.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, I can't remember exactly where.
It's not OC.
It's not OC, no.
Okay. Big up to you, mate. Thank you very much for the super chat. Johnny, we are pretty much it then. That's it. That's it for us today. We will see you guys.
Hit the like and subscribe button, guys. So many of you watch. I know quite a few of you will be watching later. We've got high viewing numbers after we finish. So if you are watching, guys, we know you love to watch. Please hit the subscribe button. Doesn't cost anything, but really helps our channel grow. Only 43% of the people that watch hit the subscribe button. Quite incredible. And the same with the audio. If you could hit that button as well, the follow button, that would be fantastic. Our numbers are growing very well on that. And guys, thanks very much. Big games tomorrow. Whoever you support, hope you win. Hope your team gives the performance that you deserve. And I'm sure there'll be another controversy for Sean and I to discuss on Sunday. No doubt.
All right, guys. Appreciate you all. Johnny?
Goodbye from me.
Goodbye from him. Bye.
Bye.